My name is Okeoghene Jane Akpaeva. I work with Inclusive Voice for Women and Youth Initiative. Growing up as a visually impaired girl in Nigeria, I had a lot of aspiration. I wanted to become a barrister, but along the line, I grew up in an inclusive family. I went to an inclusive secondary school, that's high school. So I didn't know what was inclusion, not until I gained admission into the college and university. So I knew that, then I noticed that inclusion really exists, because everything was already working against me. I had these attitudinal barriers from lecturers, from students, that how can I make it in school? So but then I built up my self-esteem. I said, I'm going to go through school, I'm going to reach the end of, I'm going to graduate very well, and I did. So when during my service time, I was working with the first NGO I met. So I was working there. I went into community services, I was part of the CSOs, and I became a disability advocate, a social entrepreneur. And when I graduated, at that point too, I wasn't satisfied. I was not happy. That's why I went into that community sensitization, is shifting the mindset of the public on disability inclusion. So I wasn't actually satisfied. It affected my mental health. So then I had to pick up a course on a humanitarian. Now I am a professional humanitarian to help younger girls, to help younger persons with disability to achieve their dream. In the workplace, the first challenge I encounter is employer doubt. You know, seeing a visually impaired girl applying for a job, you know, they'll say, what can she offer? You know, underestimating your ability. What can you bring to the table? That was the first challenges I faced in the workplace. And secondly, the assistive device. You know, there are a lot of assistive devices you need to cope with. The lack of resource personnel to train you. So it became very slow for me to do that, because I was trying to navigate, I was trying to do that myself. So it was really difficult for me to, it made the work very slow, you understand? So that was one of my challenges. I could navigate through these challenges was self-consciousness, self-building. I built up myself, I was knowledgeable, I'm patient, I'm willing to advocate for myself, to have that satisfaction in my job place. Implementing gender and inclusive practices, policies for gender and inclusive. That's the first point organizations to practice. And secondly, this lack of accessibility. Most of our buildings are not accessible. In navigating in the workplace is really a challenge. You know, making the workplace very accessible and investing in an organization that there is a person with disability can make the work very effective, and making flexible policies, not inflexible policies, that things can change and make the person with disability be able to adapt to the workplace. Okay, I would say to my fellow women with disability, if you have a dream and you have set your goal, there is a step to establish yourself to an standing point. There's no two ways about it. You have to believe in yourself. Even when the world says no, you have to believe in yourself and not give up. So there's no much, just push on and set your goals and build up yourself to that actual dream you want to achieve.